open arms of the sea. Yeah.
Hello? Hello. Hello. Welcome to the first episode of Real Talk with Real Folk. I'm your host, James Bracco, and along with me is my co-host.
I'm Sydney Gonzalez, and we're really excited to be with you. This is our first show. It's it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So basically what our deal is, we like movies. We like to chat with each other.
We do like movies.
And we honestly like to argue with each other. It's a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're good buds. We met in broadcasting classes. We're both broadcasting majors.
Yep.
We met in a introductory class, and we did an audio class together, and we did a couple of podcasts, and this is why we're here. This is we're here.
All right. So our first, as Valentine's Day was last week, and we were supposed to start last week, as some of you may know, but due to unfortunate tech difficulties, we didn't go. But we're gonna say whatever. We're gonna do Valentine's Day right now. We're gonna talk about some rom-com movies, and we figured who better to bring on than my girlfriend Julia Hurley. Why don't you say hi?
Hello.
All right. So, Sydney, do you want to introduce the first film we're going to be discussing today?
All right. So the first film we're actually going to be discussing today is The Big Sick. Now, I watched The Big Sick about a month ago on a plane. It was one of the free movies. I was really happy about it. But
That's all you need.
Exactly. But it's been nominated for some Oscars and some awards, and it's been doing really well. It's been critically acclaimed. And so James and I watched it separately.
We did.
James and Julia watched it together.
Yeah, Julia and I watched it on the day of this podcast. We were trying to catch up. Yeah, last Thursday. So I actually really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
really enjoyed it.
Okay. I thought
I
you
was
would.
shocked.
James doesn't really like much.
No, I don't. We'll get to there. We'll get there, I'm sure. But for now, it was actually really enjoyable. It was long, and this was something I thought was, like, thinking back on it, I thought it was really interesting. Like, that movie, and you remember, I kept checking the time on how much longer the movie was, and normally it's like, oh god, this movie's dragging. But no, that one was like, there's too much bad stuff happening to all these main characters who I love, and I just want the movie to be over so they'll be happy in their own little world. And like, what was it when they had first gotten? Oh, this is a spoiler. We're doing spoilers, right?
Yeah. Spoiler alerts all around.
Yeah, if we're talking about the film, unless it's like really new, we'll say if we're not going to do spoilers, but
We're not going to do spoilers on recent films.
Yeah, really recent films.
So if you haven't seen The Big Sick yet, highly recommend.
Yes, it gets the Sid and James stamp of approval. What about does it get the Julia stamp of approval?
Yes, it definitely
Perfect.
does.
But so anyway, like, it was back when during the scene when Ray Romano and the actress for Elastigirl, which we both thought was amazing.
Wait, that's Elastigirl?
That's Elastigirl.
Yeah.
You didn't realize?
No.
Yeah, James looked up her voice like, why does that sound so
Elastigirl
familiar?
is Elastigirl, aka the mother from Incredibles, aka one of my favorite Pixar movies, which we will discuss
actress's
another
name?
time.
Sick so much.
The Big Sick actresses.
Yeah, we're
Look
gonna.
it up to
Well,
check.
so the two of them and they were getting news that their daughter was gonna be okay. That like they had gotten rid of was it a tumor? What was it again? I don't remember.
No, they didn't know.
Well, no, they said that she was gonna be okay. They should be able to pull her out of the coma.
That's
Holly Hunter, everyone.
Holly Hunter, that's her name. Yeah, Holly Hunter, we love
I
you.
knew that, actually.
If you ever want to be on the show, hit me up at jbrox on Twitter. Holly Hunt, I know you're listening right now. Anyways.
Holly Hunter is totally
But like
listening
that
to this.
happened, and I checked the time, and it was like there was too much time left in the movie. I'm like, oh no,
It
no.
can't all be good. From
No,
here out.
and it got worse. It got, like, stuff went worse. But I mean, it was a really fun film. It was funny. I thought it was really charming. It was just nice. It was a good watch. What did you think, Sydney?
You know it's based off of a true story, right?
I do. I heard
Okay.
about that. Yeah,
Yes.
you told me.
We
That's
didn't
what-
realize
So-
that till like halfway through.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that too.
So, the main lead actor, and I don't want to butcher his name, Kamal.
Yeah.
Kamal.
We'll just say Kamal for now.
Can't really pronounce his last name. I don't want to butcher it. And his wife, Emily Gordon, in real life. This is their story. They wrote this screenplay together.
That's so
And it's really cute that they told this story. And he's a good comedian. It was really It's an interesting love story, but
Julia, do you remember what I had said after we had looked up about the Big Sick and we were trying to like see other facts? We were like,
yeah,
oh
you were
yeah.
like, oh, how much must it suck for like the husband be able to play himself, but the wife wasn't good enough to like play herself in the movie.
I mean, it's really mean. It's a really mean way of putting it. But I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks. Oh God. But yeah, I couldn't believe. Just keep.
yeah,
Who cares?
no, you're right. I thought about that too, actually. But the girl who plays her, Zoe Kazan.
She was good.
She was good.
She
She
was
was
really
good. I
fine.
liked her.
She
She's
played being in a
in,
coma really well. She laid there.
Oh my god.
She laid so well.
It was really good.
She was incredible. But yeah, and also Ray Romano.
Oh, I
Oh,
You
love
guys,
that's
are,
good.
you guys are forgetting about Ray Romano in
no,
this.
of course I didn't
No.
forget him. I
Can't
didn't let me. I
forget
didn't get
about
there. I love Ray Romano. I mean, he needs to be in more things.
He's kind of one of my favorites.
What has Ray Romano been in lately?
Lately, I
The
have
Big
no
Sick.
idea.
I think it's like honestly, he's like. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but I'm pretty sure that is his most
No.
recent thing.
No, there's
No, he's
Yeah.
he's in a show apparently.
What is it? Oh, Get Shorty.
Get Shorty. So we're
Get
missing
Shorty.
out on Get Shorty.
Huh.
If anyone has seen Get Shorty,
Yeah, let us know.
please recommend. Oh, this would be a good plug. We have a Twitter.
We do, and let me make sure I get the Twitter name. I get it right because
Okay.
it was too
While you
long.
find that,
Yes,
I'll
please.
explain. So if you have any movie or theme suggestions, so this show, we should have mentioned this sooner. This show
Yep,
is going to
it's
be
whatever.
theme related. So each week will have its new theme, and we'll have a new guest per week with that theme. So rom-com, naturally, as we mentioned, James's girlfriend Julia is here. Naturally, we're gonna have a Disney episode. We're gonna have a much anticipated Star Wars episode.
Oh boy, no, we don't. We are not. Some of us aren't anticipating
I'm
it.
anticipating it. And it's going to be a lot of
We're
fun,
all
but if you
set.
have any ideas for themes or just movies in general that we can turn into a theme, let us know. We're really open to suggestions.
Please give us suggestions.
We love wasting our time that we should be studying while watching.
Dad, I study plenty. Don't listen to Sydney. I study a lot. I know you're listening. I just got the text. We are live. I gotta
we
confirm.
are live
yeah,
now.
we gotta confirm it.
Yes. I'm very studious, but I love watching movies.
Wait, that's backpedaling.
Let's backpedal that.
So a good way. I mean, if you hit either of one of us up on Twitter or call or you see us anywhere, let us know any themes. But if you want to go straight to like the main account, go on Twitter and search at Real Talk and Folk. That's ReelTalkandFolk. And that is only because they would not let the full name in because it did not fit within like their 15 character, 12 character parameters. And I was like, well, we should have thought
I'd
of that.
recommend you following our account because I don't know who follows. My mom does.
We-
My mom follows the account.
We're doing pretty well. on
We're doing
followers,
great.
We appreciate everyone who follows the main accounts. Honestly, the best way to get updates about what we're gonna be doing next, who's gonna be on the show. If there's tech issues 20 minutes before the show is supposed to go live and we can't do it, and so honestly, that is the best way to stay up to date with all your real talk and real folk news. So, anyways, back to the Big Sick. 'Cause we
Back
really,
to the Big Sick.
it deserves better than what we're giving it right now.
It's doing well. It got good reviews and everything. It's not like our opinion is really going to boost
Okay.
its ratings.
Well, so we enjoyed it very much. What did you talk? Oh, we
Julia.
enjoyed it very much. Julia, please, what did you think about it? Talk a little bit.
I really liked it. My favorite part was like how James at the beginning was like, "Oh my God, we have to watch this," and then as
Yeah.
the movie kept going, like we had to stop halfway through. He was like, "Oh, okay, good." Like, and then
Yeah, I
we
forgot
got
about
back
that.
into it, and he was like, "I love this."
It was a slow start.
It was a
It's
slow
a slow-
start.
it's
a
little-
very
it
It was
bit
a
of
slow start, but it was really good by the end of it.
Okay, well, I mentioned that I wanted James to watch this movie because I thought you'd like it.
I did.
Because I actually kind of know you somewhat. So, we're kind of friends. So
How am I supposed to take
Just
that?
kind
I'm glad you actually listened to one of my suggestions.
I listen
for
to
once.
most suggestions. I just don't tell you about them.
That's
That's
okay.
true.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's
Oh, okay.
He'll tell me.
Question,
Mhm.
Julia.
Yeah.
If you were in a coma,
Oh, oh God. Should I just leave the room now? I don't want to hear
Yeah,
this.
bye.
if you were in a wait, if Julia was in a coma, what would you do, James?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would
All right.
you
Well,
do?
hang on. Are we talking like? Is it the same amount of time that I knew her, that like that
No,
he knew
no,
her.
no.
It was like
Early
currently
into it.
almost 2 years in a relationship. If she got into we almost had, she hit her head into a car
Oh,
door.
God, that was nuts.
And well, I mean, it was a scare. It was a medical scare. We were all worried for you.
Stop it.
How early on was this?
Oh, this was like
This was like
last
October.
semester.
Last semester.
We were getting
You were
a-
already together for like a year.
Yeah, and so like I had to like force her to go get her head checked out because she's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. You hit your head and then you're like dizzy. It's like, go to the doctors. Please, God, go to the
I
doctors.
laugh now, but
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad when it happened.
it's pretty bad.
But I mean, I don't know. I'd probably visit her. God, that sounded bad.
That sounded terrible.
I'd visit her. I'd
fine.
definitely visit
I
her.
expect nothing more.
You'd-
God, we're blown out.
You'd visit her, but would you take care of her?
I mean, as much as I can, as she's in a coma, I know nothing about medical stuff, so.
Do you think that the Kamal guy knew anything about comas?
That Kamal guy. What are you trying to say? All right.
He's trying to
No, he
play
didn't.
you
I
a
very
professional
clearly did
comedian.
not. But I mean, all right.
You hear this, Julia?
I'm hearing it.
I hope you take this into
I'm taking it
consideration.
in.
Oh my God.
Take it
I'm
in.
taking it in.
All right. Are we,
On that note,
yeah, are we sticking with this, or are we gonna move on?
I think that's what we're gonna end on the
All right.
big sick.
Well, final verdict for the Big Sick. I don't know, Sydney. I don't know if you want to give it a rating out of
Let's
like
do
10
out
or
of
anything.
10.
I mean, if you feel
Which, are we doing
comfortable-
out of 10?
You can. Well, let's do out of 10. Let's just do out of 10.
I'll do 8 out of 10.
You'll do 8. Okay, Julia, why don't you go next?
I would do 9.
9.
I really liked.
Huh. Okay. I'd probably go like somewhere in between like a 7 and an 8 for me. It was-
7.5.
No, I'm not
You're
gonna
gonna
say
go
that.
decimals?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say
It's
it's.
not gonna be
I'm
strapped out by a
undecided. I think
single
it's a
number.
very good film, but you know maybe I need to rewatch it. That beginning is so slow. You just gotta know about that. And Bo Burnham's in it, so that bumps it up a couple points. So.
Okay, on that note, we're going to transition. Coming up next, we're going to talk about 10 things I hate about you. So we'll see what James thinks of that.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
All right. Welcome back to Real Talk with Real Folk.
We're glad you semi-sticked around with us.
Yeah, if you're still
Thanks.
here, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so before we get to 10 things I hate about you, we're actually going to play a little game. It's gonna be. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we
So
will.
we just discovered that James would maybe help out Julia
All
if
right.
she were in a
Nope.
coma. We just discovered that. So let's really test out their relationship.
Oh boy.
We're gonna do
This is
what
not gonna go
what
well.
is commonly referred to as the newlywed game.
Oh,
Only gonna ask a
God.
couple questions.
Oh boy.
I want to see how much they actually know each other.
No, we don't.
No,
there you
not
go.
at all.
This
Next
may
question.
ruin their relationship, which
What do you mean
could be
may?
really
May.
entertaining. We'll see how it goes.
What do you mean?
What do you mean could be entertaining?
Okay. My first question.
Wait, should we leave?
No.
No.
No?
No, do you know
No.
how this game works?
Kind
We
of.
explained it earlier. Like, just
Oh yeah. Okay.
alright,
Go
All
ahead.
right,
do
all
me
right.
first, and then she'll figure it out.
James, what is something that Julia would say bothers her about you?
Well, first of all, Julie just slunk down into her chair like a little, just doesn't want to be here anymore, which makes sense. What does Julia think? Wait, hang on. What?
So
What
what would Julia say bothers her about you?
Oh, what does Julia not like about me?
Yes.
Everything.
Perfect.
Am I
That
correct?
doesn't count.
It doesn't. You're right. Sorry. It's these.
They're too nice.
Something that she probably would say she hates about me is how laid back I am. I think how just kind of like she takes life a lot more like not more seriously, but
No,
she.
I do.
All right, never mind.
I
Okay,
do. It's fair.
there you go.
So how laid back you are?
Yeah, I was right.
Okay, reverse rules. What's something that bothers James about you? What would you think?
How
he said?
indecisive I am.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, is she
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
definitely
should have
on
said
one.
that. I should have said that. We're both
Yeah.
very indecisive.
It doesn't end well.
No, it never does.
Okay.
Next question, please.
What is your significant other's favorite color?
Blue.
Blue.
Wonderful.
That was really easy.
Don't look at each other. What are the eye colors of each of you?
She's got like a light greenish kind of.
She was shaking her head no. She was shaking her head no.
No, look at him. Open your eyes.
Blue.
Not blue at all.
You've been dating for 2 years.
Wait, open your eyes more. That's green. It looks green.
No, she has blue eyes.
Those don't look
James
blue to
does
me.
not know his girlfriend
Those
of
don't
2
look
years.
blue to me.
No.
Those do not look blue to me at all.
They look
Whatever.
very blue, and I'm further away. Okay, what are his?
Brown.
Yeah.
Oh,
easy.
no.
Very-
No. They're a shade below brown.
Okay, this is just for me personally. I want to know this story. Who said I love you first?
Me.
No.
That was very quick.
We don't
Yep.
need to talk about this anymore
Why not?
because I don't want to.
Okay.
It was a funny story.
Nope,
It is a funny story.
But we're
there's
not gonna
there's
talk
no
about it.
story.
Okay, alright,
There's
alright.
nothing funny about it.
Become
I
friends
didn't
with
even
James
say
if
it.
you want to know the story.
What?
Never mind.
What are we talking? What's up?
Okay. How long have you guys been together officially?
Almost 2
Almost
years.
2 years.
What
When's your
happened to this being a
anniversary?
newlywed game? You're just asking
Yeah.
us about.
No, these are. I'm telling you, it's a mix of things.
This,
Okay, that's
alright.
fair.
It's a mix of things.
It's
Alright.
not fair. I don't.
Almost
Also,
2 years.
I wanted to know. Do you know how many months and stuff?
Oh, if I could count.
What month is it? February?
February.
March, April, May, June.
So
Year and 8 months.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't think James would know it.
What is
That's why I
that?
put
Is
the
that
question
18 months?
in
I
there.
don't actually. Is that 18 months?
No.
How many months?
That's
is
not
that?
math.
No.
I'm a broadcasting major. I don't need to know math.
False, but okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Here's a question. Okay. If there was one item that you can get rid of your significant others, what would it be?
Yeah,
it could
Julia
be
can go
clothing.
first.
It could just be like junk they have. Julia, if there was one, what would James say is the one thing you want to, like, he'd get rid of?
He get rid of a mine?
Yes.
Think very carefully
Yeah, he really don't know.
because
I feel like.
I don't know either.
Okay, good.
Really?
I don't.
I'm
know. I can't
glad.
think of anything.
I feel like for him it's a lot easier.
Yeah, for me, I can.
Oh,
There's a lot.
My
more.
friend Lauren made me like buy all
Oh,
these
God.
shirts, and they have like holes in them, and he just doesn't understand it, and he doesn't like it, so probably does.
It's okay. This is a movie podcast, but you know I'm not gonna get into it. Just wear clothes that are fully sewed in. I don't understand. I don't understand why people. Sydney's wearing them right now. She's wearing jeans.
They have the tiniest holes in them.
There's still holes. Why would you buy them?
I didn't buy them
Stop.
myself.
Julia would get rid of any video game, anything, almost anything.
Video game?
Yeah, probably
Okay.
almost anything. 'Cause she doesn't know the names of any of them. So you say
This
video
is
game.
true.
Okay, what's the nicest thing your significant other has ever done for you?
Yeah, Julia.
No, you go first.
All right. After this one, I think we should probably move on to
That's
the
fine.
movie. But
That's fine.
the nicest thing that Julia's ever done for me, just putting up with me every day. just being willing to, be seen in public around me. That's, you gotta respect that.
Okay.
And I'm, like, it's funny and all, but I'm like being half serious with this. All right, Julia, why don't you give a better answer so we can talk about the next movie?
Well, actually, I have one more question after this that I really want to ask.
All right.
Really want to ask this.
All right, what is it? What's the nicest thing?
I think last semester you would always come over at night and just kind of keep me company while I was studying to keep me from super stressing out. So you just bring your own stuff and hang out, but it was nice to have you there while I was stressing over accounting or something like that.
Cute.
And she'd be like, "Here, quiz me," and I'd say, "I have no idea what any of these words
Oh yeah,
mean."
and then when I had my business law class, I had 9-page study guides that I would make, and I would make him quiz me, and he would get bored, so he'd just use different weird voices.
I'd do a Mario. I'd do just a
weird
a
professor.
bored professor.
And those were fun. That kept me from stressing.
That's for another day.
Only one Mickey Mouse tonight.
There's one Mickey
All right,
Mouse.
here's the last question.
Last
and then we're gonna
question.
Talk about the movie.
Okay, so Julia, answer for James. Answer for Julia.
You know how this
Okay.
works. We've done many of these
Okay.
questions.
If your significant other went to jail, who would they call first? And it does not need to be each other.
Her mom.
My mom? You think my mom?
Wait, who would I?
Who would she call?
Who
Who would she call? She'd
Yes.
call her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would he call?
Who would I call? Who would I call?
Where? Are we talking about here or at home?
What does it matter?
I don't know. Just
It
in
doesn't.
case. Just in case.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If
This
he's
is-
going
I
to
don't
jail,
know.
he's going to jail.
This is true.
It's a pretty easy question, I think. This
Maybe
is pretty
your
easy.
dad?
Yeah, it was my dad. I'd call my dad. Yeah, I'd call my dad before I'd call my mom. My mom would. My dad would be disappointed, but I feel like he'd help me out. My mom would just yell at me on the phone, and it'd just be wasted. My one phone call would just be her screaming at me. So
Wonderful.
Aw.
I feel like my dad would get his licks in, but then he'd help.
Stop.
I love you, Mom.
All right. Now, shout out to Jason's mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
Did you just say your dad because he's listening to this?
I think my mom might be listening too.
Okay,
I
that's fair.
expect to be getting a text about that soon.
Good. Okay, moving on. The next movie, number 2 that we're talking about is 10 Things I Hate About You.
10
Now,
Things
I've loved
I
this
Hate About
movie for
You.
years. James hadn't seen it until
never heard of
last
it.
week.
Mhm.
So, James, I'm very curious. What did
Yeah,
you think?
he's kept it a secret from
Yeah,
Sydney
he
since
wouldn't.
he
We
watched
haven't.
it.
James and I haven't talked about these movies.
We don't talk often. I
That's
loved
not
it.
True.
You loved it.
I loved it. I thought it was actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna think it was super
You know-
cheesy.
No.
I mean, it was.
Loved it.
I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong.
It was the first cheesy thing he's
But
liked
it
in
was
forever.
actually really good. I went in, like I said, told Julia, I expected to hate it.
I
went
thought
in
you were gonna
hating
hate
it.
it.
I went in
I
thinking I was gonna
picked
hate
it, and
it.
he was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks
Well,
bad."
None of the options. I wasn't excited about
He
this
didn't
episode.
like any of the choices.
I was not excited about this
Which is
episode,
why I
but
picked.
I was pleasantly surprised. It was for what it was a funny little movie. I actually predicted it incorrectly.
Oh yeah, he did.
what was your prediction of the
I
movie?
thought, oh god, I don't
He
remember.
switched up the couples. and
Joseph
something
Gordon-Levitt
like that.
and Heath Ledger.
Yes.
They each went after their respect, the older sister or the younger sister and the older sister.
You thought it was gonna be
I
flipped.
thought it was gonna be flipped.
Yeah.
I thought it was no. Wait, was it the other guy? Was it Joseph Gordon-Levitt's friend? No, it was
No.
Heath Ledger. It was Heath Ledger and
It
Joseph
was Heath
Gordon-Levitt.
Ledger.
Maybe we should explain to people who haven't seen the movie.
That's a good point.
That's a
What the
good.
movie's
Why don't
about?
you? I've talked
Didn't
enough. Why don't you explain?
So, 10 Things I Hate About You is actually based off the Shakespeare play, The Taming of the Shrew.
Yes.
James didn't get that
Nope.
until I told him.
Yep.
You
She
didn't
had
get
to.
that?
And I still
explain-
had to tell him because he's
So it's
never
based
read
off of that. So there's this girl named Kat, and she has a sister named Bianca. And basically, Kat is super scary, and Bianca's this sweet, pretty girl that everyone wants to date. But
Mhm.
Bianca can't date until
No.
Kat starts dating because their dad is...
A butt.
Yeah, he's a butt.
He's being a butt.
He's a butt face. So,
This is the
He's
raunchiest we will get on this
overprotective. I know.
podcast. I'll promise you that right now.
we watch our profanity. Anyway. Anyway.
What's your profanity?
So basically, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, named Cameron, wants to date Bianca, the pretty one.
See, how do you remember these names?
Because I've seen this maybe 80 times.
There you go.
There we go.
How many times
And
have you seen
then,
it before?
so he
Maybe 3
enlists the
times.
help of
Okay.
Heath Ledger's character, whose name I'm currently blanking on.
Ooh.
He's a cutie, though.
I'll
He
look it up.
is.
He is a cutie. Enlists Heath Ledger's help. And Heath Ledger basically, long story short, gets Kat to fall in love with him. And then everyone ends up, Bianca and the Joseph Gordon-Levitt character get together. And it's a good ending.
It's just a feel good.
It's a feel-good movie. It's funny. Allison Janney's in it.
His name is Patrick
That
Verona.
was James's favorite character.
What was it?
By
Allison
far.
Janney's.
Who?
Allison
The
Janney's
counselor.
character.
Oh, the
is-
counselor.
She's a counselor in there who likes to write
Erotica. She just
Erotica.
She just wrote erotica. It was so dumb.
You both were like pausing before you said.
What do you
you're
mean
like,
pausing?
I'm
No,
just
that's what she wrote.
That's what she
It's
wrote.
fine. It's totally fine. She wrote that, and I mean, she needed to be in more of it. She was out of it like that. I
James
swear.
kept saying, "I want her back. I
She-
want her back."
she was- she
James's
came in-
biggest complaint: not enough Allison Janney.
No, not
Yeah.
nearly enough. I needed more.
He would have rather had the movie all about her.
I would have. It would have been
A
hilarious. I would've-
spin-off.
Spin-off.
A spin-off.
Ah,
He'd
rest in
like
peace, Heath.
start a GoFundMe for it.
No, I wouldn't. That's
feel
too
like
much.
you-
That's too much effort for James.
That's a good point.
Wow. Okay. I see how this is.
It's a lot of love in this room.
No, there's not. That's a lie.
So tell me, what was your favorite part about it besides Allison Janney?
Honestly, no, I really liked that part.
Okay.
I thought, oh god, I can't remember. It was a week ago, and I only watched it the one time. I thought it was really, I just thought it was funnier than I was expecting it to be. It was charming. It was like, it was silly. I think it knew what it was. It knew it was like a stupid rom-com film.
It embraced it.
It embraced it like early on, and I think it just ran with it. And like I just loved the fact. I think my favorite part didn't even have anything to do with the film. It was just in my head. It is canon that Heath Ledger's character in 10 Things I Hate About You grows up to be the Joker in Dark Knight. And then Joseph
Is that
Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
he's Robin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're both in that film. I was like, that's
Incredible.
That's I just
Oh,
love
wow, I
that
didn't
those
realize
two
that.
they were both doing that. It was really good. Yeah. What about you, Julia? What did you like about it?
My favorite part was definitely Heath Ledger on like the bleachers singing and dancing,
Yeah.
and all. I think James really liked it too. Where like the security was like chasing him around. He was like, "That would never happen," but it was just so
It wouldn't happen.
funny.
That's my that's her.
I
I'm not complaining
absolutely
about that.
loved that part.
So if you haven't seen the movie, there's a scene where Heath Ledger's character named Patrick Verona.
Patrick
now know the
Verona.
name.
I looked it
that's
up.
right.
Um,
Oh, of course.
he
What do you mean?
he
of
does
course?
a routine
Verona's
to
what it
get
said.
to get the
Oh.
cat character back. He does a little routine. He's
the
a
character named Cat. And there's
No.
not a
character
there's not a
named
feline
Cat. There's
character.
not a cat that he falls in love with.
Oh God! All right, keep
That was
going.
weird.
Just keep going.
So
This is falling apart.
they get in a fight, and to win her back, basically, he does a musical number to the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons song, "Can't Take My Eyes Off You." It's the best part in the movie.
Absolutely.
He sings it. It's super charming, and he's like the bad boy in the movie, but he completely switches, so it's awesome.
It was good.
That
it was very
that
good.
is a good part.
Very good.
That is a really good part. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was kind of awkward though for a long time.
I think that was the
that was
point.
the point.
Well,
That's
the
the
whole
point of it.
point.
He's supposed to be awkward.
What do you think of the Joey Dahmer guy? There's this jerk.
Oh, that guy. That's his name. Yeah, that guy
He's
was a
kind of
butt.
funny.
He's a douche.
Yeah.
What
Can
happened
I
to
use that
Butthead?
language? Can I
What
use that
happened to
language?
Butthead
He's
being
a-
the raunchiest
I
thing we were
mean,
gonna
by
say?
definition.
I mean, by
Yes.
definition, he really is. Like, if you had to think of
Oh.
someone being a douche, it's him.
Stop saying it! All right, you let it slip 3 times now, and then you just set it for the 4th one.
I can say it one more time.
No, you will not.
All right.
Oh my God. Yeah, that guy was a butt. That guy was not very nice,
Yeah, he was
and I
very
was
into
happy
himself.
when he got his comeuppance at the end of the film.
Yeah, did he get his nose broken?
Yeah, you get his.
Yeah.
So basically,
Because
it's called
butt
10 Things
dude.
About I Hate About You because in the final kind of scenes, Kat reads off 10 things she hates about Heath Ledger's character, but really means she loves him.
Well, that's not
and
even true. She just read a poem. Oh no, it
She
wasn't.
read-
She
10.
wrote a
I
She
counted
wrote a
it.
poem.
I counted it,
It
and
wasn't
I got.
10, it
It's
was
not
more than
10,
10.
it's
I got
like 14.
Yeah, I thought I was way off because I got the 10 and she was still crying up stop.
This is just a reminder that James isn't good at math, but I'm glad
Yeah.
he figured this out.
There's the door. Whatever.
There
I
is
don't
the
care.
door.
Come back next week.
Come back next week. But yeah, so that's our review on 10 Things About You. Okay, 1 out of 10. I give it a 9. It's one of my favorite movies.
God,
It's one
really?
of it's one of
Okay.
my
I agree.
favorite movies.
I'd give it a 9.
Jeez.
Like I watch this
No.
all the time.
To 9.
I don't
it's
like rewatching movies, but I will watch that any day.
It's a dumb rom-com that was silly. It's like it's like a 5 at best.
You thought
What?
The Big Sick was better?
Yeah, The Big Sick was way better. Are you
Okay,
kidding
as
me?
a film, the like
As a
screenplay
film,
wise.
yes.
Oh, sorry
if we're
for
talking about like
judging the
critically
movie.
acclaimed,
See,
Big
I
Sick is
don't
better.
care.
But
about
no,
that,
if I'm
though.
talking about like a feel-good, entertaining movie, I want to watch.
I
10
would
Things
rather
Hate About
watch
You.
that.
Well, yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You is definitely gonna make you feel better, but I mean, Big Sick's gonna definitely make you feel more. Like that's just a benefit.
That was deep.
That was
It-
really deep.
that was-
It wasn't.
really deep.
I'm just. It's just the.
We're really proud of you, James.
You're getting there.
You're getting there, bud.
I'm glad Julia's only on for one episode. That's good.
No, we'll bring her back.
No.
Don't you worry.
You're just gonna add me to the show.
Because it's just. Ah.
We're bringing Julia back.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna transition now. We'll come back with 13 going on 30.
13
I
going on
believe,
30.
And our 2 picks. So James and I are each gonna have a pick per week.
Oh,
per theme.
Julia has one if we,
And
can, if we
Julia,
want to get
and
to it.
Julia has a
Want
pick.
it.
So we're
Yeah,
all
if
gonna
we
give you a
want it.
pick and give you a little short snippet on why we picked those films. So enjoy Frankie Valli's "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You."
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to on the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to on the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay, oh, pretty baby. Trust in me when I say.
All right.
I may have lost my voice from singing that. in the
Yeah,
break.
we really probably. I was debating turning the mics back on because we were all jamming out to that song.
Just if
been
you
fun.
stay tuned for one of these shows, one day James is really gonna get me and turn on the mics, and
Or
you're
I
gonna
just
see
will
that
forget
I'm
to turn 'em off.
the world's worst singer,
I
and
think-
I still sang all the time.
I like how you gave me too much credit. You're like, oh, he'll just get. I'll get you.
No,
No,
he'll
I'll just
forget.
forget to turn them off.
You're not.
I will. I guarantee it might happen. I'm sure it'll happen
I'm
once.
sure.
I'm gonna do my
Well,
best
now
to
you
not
know
do it.
if there's ever a technical glitch and the mics are still on, you know it's James's fault, not mine.
Yeah, it usually
So-
is. It's usually
Good
my
point.
fault.
It's usually how it
You
goes.
just if anything happens, just tweet at me at JBrox. But if you're gonna tweet at me, follow.
Oh, did you just plug yourself?
This is the second time I've plugged myself. Remember?
Leave.
Remember when we appealed
Leave.
to
Fun fact,
So
I have. All right, we're moving on from you. Fun fact, I have Frankie Valli's autograph because I went to see Jersey Boys.
Fascinating.
In LA. It is fascinating.
cool.
Do you know
It
how
is
old
kinda
he
cool.
is?
No, I have no idea. How old is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, oh, look at her. She's Googling the answer. We're
Why
peeking.
would
Hang
you
on.
know?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're peeking like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
He's 83 years old.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
When did you see him?
Maybe a year ago or two.
Oh, so he was
Oh,
82.
dang.
I do math. Yeah,
He's
see?
back on the
Oh, back
All
on
right.
the math track.
So, you want to jump into our final picked movie before we get into our picks?
Yeah, okay. I have really mixed feelings about this movie because I watched it years ago and I hated it.
Because it's bad.
Okay, I hated it. And then I rewatched it last week. I don't hate it as much.
Really?
Okay, it's still not my favorite.
It's still
No.
bad. It's bad.
but it's not.
bad.
No, it's bad.
Okay, some of it's really uncomfortable.
All of it's
That is
uncomfortable.
true.
Like I get really okay. We're talking about 13 going on 30.
If you couldn't tell.
If you couldn't tell.
We all
If
don't
you
like
could
it
not
very
tell,
much.
we're talking about 13 going on 30, starting Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo.
Mhm.
And basically,
It was
she wishes. I have to explain plot, kind of.
Please go ahead.
She wishes she was 30 when she's on her 13th birthday, and it comes true. And then she lives her life as a 13-year-old
What was
mind.
it that did it? It was like
but
Mark
it's a-
Ruffalo's house dust or whatever.
Oh, okay. So Mark Ruffalo's
Oh, it's from
character
the house that he
builds
made
her this
Yeah.
dream house because they grew up together, and he had a big old crush on her.
Well, 'cause she
and
got-
they're 13 years old, and then
Mhm.
he makes this dream house for her. So he makes a dream house, and then she wishes, and then it has some magical dust or something, and then it makes her 30.
Yeah.
Well, she did that because all of her friends were buttheads about it.
Her friends were mean. They weren't
They
really
were-
her friends.
They were buttheads.
fake.
Yeah, they were fake.
They were fake friends.
Yeah.
AB as butts.
Wow.
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 It's my go-to.
Good lingo.
That's
wow.
my go-to.
Clever.
So they were butts, and then she turns 30. She has a 13-year-old mind, but she's trapped in this 30-year-old body. She lives her life. She finds out that she and Mark Ruffalo's character are not friends anymore. Breaks
Nope.
her heart. Blah, blah, blah. She's like an editor of a magazine. She's doing great things. She and Mark Ruffalo end up together. Boom. That's basically what happens.
Boom.
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 Fun fact. She turns 30 in the movie exactly at the 13th minute.
I
So
don't
at
care.
minute
Oh,
that's
I-
really smart though.
Wow,
Did
what
they
a
do
fun
that on
fact.
They did that on
purpose?
purpose. It's
Oh,
exactly
boy.
at 13.
I
That's
don't-
cool, but I feel like that's a lot of extra work
I was
for
asking.
something that
It
not
was a lot of
people
effort for
notice.
some, but I think they pulled that off.
Movie's
I think
still
that's
bad.
I think that's.
I think
helpful.
it's a cool little fact. Okay, go on your rant about how much you
Yeah.
hate this now
It's
because
just-
you're just angry.
It's just not. When did we watch this? We watched it a while ago,
I
and
was
like
with my roommates. A lot.
it was with Julia's roommates. We were chilling. We were like, let's watch a movie, and I had already made her watch Talladega Nights with me,
This is true.
and so she's like, let's watch a rom-com, and I was like, okay, fine. So she picks 13. Did we agree on it, or did you just pick it?
I don't even know if I picked it. It might have been one of my roommates.
Well, regardless,
I
we
don't
ended up
really
watching
remember.
the movie, and I think I tried to give it a fair shake at the beginning,
Yeah, you did.
and then she turned 30, and I just hated it immediately.
Yeah, he was on his phone.
It was.
Yeah.
I was so bored. It was just. Oh, it was so bad. It was very creepy. A lot of a lot of weird stuff. Like, I know it's a silly movie, and I know you're supposed to put this kind of stuff aside most of the time, but I just really couldn't. Like, there was the one scene where they're in the bar, and remember, she's in the bar, and like she's
Yeah.
still a 13-year-old girl, and she's just like she's like her friend is like, oh, that guy's looking at you. That guy's looking at you over there. And she's like,
yeah.
oh, really? And she's like, yeah. And so
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, okay, fine. And she walks over, and she goes to find like
Oh,
this like little
she
boy.
goes
Like,
to
this-
find-
it's
yeah,
like the
she goes by, like, the
13-year-old
teenager.
boy.
she finds like a 13-year-old boy, and
It's
her as a
really-
And
30-year-old
starts hitting
woman
on
starts hitting
him.
on that boy, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
that's like it's
I mean,
funny, I
it's
guess,
funny,
but
but it's
it's
kinda
really
weird.
weird.
That part was weird. I'll give that to you.
I didn't like
and
it
then
very much.
there's a scene. Okay, the big dance scene where they dance to Thriller at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point in this.
Oh,
That part was supposed to be like the big scene. Like
Michael Jackson was rolling around in this grave when that happened, but he
I
wasn't
think he
alive,
was
was he? He
he
was
was
still alive,
alive
wasn't he?
during that.
Alright,
was
well, he was
definitely
still
This
rolling.
movie's-
When did the movie
It's
come
not
out?
that old. I mean, it's probably early 2000s.
I don't
guess.
13
even
Going on
know.
30 came out in 2004.
Yeah, he was alive.
Ooh,
All right.
I'm good.
My apologies to the Jackson family.
Because they're totally listening.
Yes.
But no,
Blanket.
that part is like one of the big scenes in that movie, and it kind of was
Dad?
cringy.
Yes.
I would say.
That is
I
just
don't
that's a
disagree.
good word to describe the whole film.
She dresses like a 13-year-old
Yep.
as a 30-year-old.
Well, she
Yeah.
acts like a 13-year-old because
she
she is
acts
a
like one.
13-year-old.
I mean,
She finds out that
is.
her 30-year-old self is like sleeping with someone's husband. Like, it's a lot. I'm like, for a
Yeah.
13-year-old, it's kind of if you put in the 13-year-old context, it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's this BuzzFeed article,
Oh, yay.
and it's
James's
18
favorite.
reasons 13 going on 30 is actually the best rom-com of all time.
Horrible title for an article, but
Okay,
18 the reasons
first off,
13.
I know.
I'm gonna read them through and just we'll see James's commentary. I'm gonna read them quickly. First off, Jennifer Garner's role as Jenna Rink is literally career defining.
I don't
Thoughts?
care. Whatever.
Doesn't care.
Accurate.
Okay, it continues on. Mark Ruffalo is the dreamiest love interest of the early 2000s.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of other people, but it just doesn't seem like Mark Ruffalo.
He's a
Is
cutie in
a-
this. Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo is what makes the movie for me.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's a super sweet guy in this.
Yeah, but I feel like the dreamiest.
But he also cheats on his fiance.
The dreamiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a scumbag. What a butthead.
He's using that term a lot.
He's a butthead.
He is a
Dreamiest love interest of the early 2000s. That is a claim that I'm not fan of.
Who's
I
a
think that's
dreamy
a
male
far
lead
out.
then?
You know, I'm not quite versed on my dreamy male leads, but let me get back to you in like 5 minutes, okay?
Perfect.
I'm literally gonna start looking.
All right, I'll keep continuing. He's the most underrated hottie of our generation. What do you think?
We're
Generations.
You know who's the most underrated hottie of our generation? Paul Rudd. Okay, continuing.
sure. Why not? All right. I won't
It's
fight
one of
it.
the few romantic comedies that actually offers a perfect blend of both romance and comedy.
Nope.
I don't see the romance all that much until
until the very end.
yeah, until the very end.
I don't see the comedy.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
It was totally ahead of its time with its flawless portrayal of boss as heck
Hell.
women.
Really?
Yes. Why not?
You're an adult.
It's whatever.
I
It's
don't
fine.
disagree with that.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
it's
With
a-
that.
Oh,
It's
I
fine
forgot
with
about
that.
this scene.
But
There's
who
a
can?
Scene, there's a scene.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Oh,
scene
yeah.
where this guy when she wakes up, there's a guy in her apartment, and he's only wearing underwear, and he dances to Ice Ice Baby, and it's very uncomfortable because
Isn't it
she's in her 13-year-old self.
It's just very uncomfortable.
It's supposed
Yes.
to be her boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her boyfriend at the time, who's like a hockey player or something.
Yeah.
There's a scene where she has a sleepover with like 13-year-old girls as a 30-year-old
that's
woman.
Weird. I mean, that's kind of weird.
It's a little weird.
Especially because she's not like related to any of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she doesn't know them.
You know, she doesn't. Well, she only knows one of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music scenes in this, though. I'll give that. There's
That is
Thriller.
true.
There's the Love is a Battlefield scene. There's a montage,
Yeah.
and that's when she's dancing with the 13-year-old girls at the sleepover.
Mhm.
Honestly, Love is a Battlefield is a solid song, so I'm not
I
complaining.
don't.
You want to know who the
disagree with
dreamiest
Okay.
love interest
He's
of
back
the
on
early
Genius.
2000s
Okay.
was? Heath Ledger.
Is that early 2000s? I thought that
that. Really?
came
I
out in the
thought that was late
1990s.
1990s.
I thought that was late 1990s.
Okay, Heath Ledger
Oh,
has
but what
other
one
roles
was
in
was
other
A
films.
Knight's
films.
Tale? A Knight's Tale?
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure. I didn't know
IMDb
that,
said he
yeah.
was number 4, so I'm gonna go with him.
Who's number one?
George Clooney.
Okay.
He's not young though.
My mom likes George Clooney.
How old's George Clooney?
Like 6.
Do we care?
I care now.
We don't need to look this up.
Oh my god, that's the first thing that pops up on your
Yeah, because no one knows. Oh, he's
56.
56. Yeah, he's not young.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
old.
George
That
Clooney.
boy is old.
That's not old.
That's old.
That's not
That's old. That's pretty
That's
old.
not
That's like
old.
getting up there. We're looking at you, Mom.
Oh my god, you're horrible. You are horrible.
Happy birthday. I love you.
Oh, it's important.
Not today.
It has a lot of important life lessons.
Like love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield. Boys are stupid.
Yeah, that's right. That's
true.
about right.
Everyone.
Can we all high five to that? High fives.
Moral
There we
of
go.
this podcast: boys are stupid.
Boys are stupid.
That is
we
the
are
new title.
King, oh God. Must have been the high fives.
That is the new title of this podcast. It tugs at the heartstrings.
No, it doesn't.
The chemistry between Jen and Mark.
I mean, they weren't in a classroom
That's
at all.
it. Plus, it totally made 30 the new 20. Neither of us are
Sure.
any of
I
us
mean,
20
we
yet?
wouldn't know.
I feel that. Am I right?
No,
No, I'm
I
19.
don't think so.
All right.
All right, whatever.
And it capped things off with the dreamiest, most uplifting ending to a rom-com you've ever seen.
Yeah, so
Oh,
basically it's the
Best
best,
movie ever.
Thanks,
Okay.
BuzzFeed. That's the last time we use you on this podcast.
Oh,
No.
wait, should I mention that what I got in that buzz? Okay. In preparation to this, I took
we never took this.
in preparation to this,
Oh,
I took
yeah,
a
I wanted
BuzzFeed
to
quiz
take it. Send
just
it
for
over.
fun. Just to see who I am. So, where is it?
Who'd you get?
So, the BuzzFeed quiz was, I sent this to you. Oh, here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted
I sent
to
this
save
to you.
it.
The BuzzFeed quiz was, what stereotypical character would you be in a rom-com? Now, I love rom-coms, so I was very excited to take this quiz. But the response I got was, the single best friend.
Yeah, that's about right. It's a
You're
little
so
surreal.
lovable. Not literally, though. No one loves you in this movie. You
Yeah.
found love, though. It's in the form of chocolate and 3 bottles of wine.
Is that accurate?
I mean,
to
that's
me?
not accurate. No, of course it's not. What,
No,
I
of
mean,
course
of
not.
course not. What?
what are you doing?
I would hate to say that this is accurate.
No,
So
don't look at-
I'm
what
just
are you
saying,
doing?
BuzzFeed put me on blast. I'm very upset about it.
Good for you know, BuzzFeed. Thank you for that.
But yes, so that is actually the accurate representation of me.
All right, so let's just get this over with. What do you guys think of it? Ratings?
Rating, honestly, 4.
3.
Oh, wow. I was gonna
Nah,
go
5 maybe.
5
I'm
or
gonna give it a
6.
5.
Why? Because I thought it was. I went low.
6.
Yeah. No,
Alright.
6 is like pushing it. 5.5.
5.5 is actually solid.
What are you doing, decimals?
I would say
You
a
wouldn't
3
commit
before,
to a
but now I'm
number.
up to like a 5. It's
I
growing on
committed
me.
to 2 numbers.
It grew on me.
All right.
All right,
so
we have a couple minutes left, so we're gonna go over our
picks
of the week.
Our picks of the.
So we're
yeah.
gonna give our picks and just do a 1 minute.
Just talk about why
description of them.
we picked it or what is it.
Okay, Julia, you can go first.
Yeah, you're the guest.
Sure. So my pick was 50 First Dates.
Ooh.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I really enjoyed it when I watched it last time. I just love how Adam Sandler's in it. And it's just, I don't know, I find it to be a perfect mix between like comedy and romance, whereas like a lot of the movies I think focus more on one than the other. And it was just, I don't know, it was really uplifting and just kind of fun and different from a lot of rom-coms we see.
Okay, so I've seen that one before.
I saw it a while
James,
ago.
give that
You've
one a
seen
rating.
it?
I've seen it. I don't.
Wow.
I can't. I haven't seen it recently enough to say anything about it. Really, I honestly don't remember much about that film. I just watched it because it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
He's been in better movies.
I mean, him and Drew Barrymore have done 3 movies together, and they're
Yeah.
really cute.
Oh yeah.
Wedding Singer,
Weddings. I didn't see
50
that one.
First Dates,
That
and
one's good.
Blended.
Oh yeah, Blended.
I
That was
loved Blended. I forgot about that one.
Oh, we're not getting to
We're
that,
not
but
gonna
James
talk
just
about
made
that.
a
We're not gonna
sigh
Oh,
when she
God.
said that.
We're not gonna
Yeah.
talk about
Wow.
Blended.
That doesn't
Okay.
surprise me.
We're not going to anger James anymore. James,
Well,
actually, what's your pick,
I'm
James?
gonna anger myself because my pick is the other woman.
I don't think a lot of people haven't seen that.
Yeah, and it's a good thing because it's awful.
I liked
What was awful, but I've never seen it. So, give
okay,
me a description of it. For
Cameron
someone who hasn't
Diaz is dating this guy. She's in a relationship with this guy. She's a powerful lawyer woman. Sorry, not women. She's one person.
Okay. I didn't think she was some sort of
So she's
multi-media.
she's into this guy, whatever, and she wants to do something special. So she dresses up, provocatively, and she goes to his house they're in New York. So she goes into the suburbs, answers the door. Someone answers the door. It's his wife. We find out that her boyfriend's been cheating on them both, and he's in the middle of an affair. And it's Leslie Mann. So Cameron Diaz and Leslie Mann they start to meet, and then they hang out more, and they're like, wow, that guy's a butthead. We don't like him very much. So they start stalking him. They try to catch him, they try to catch him in the lie. And he goes away to the Caribbean or whatever. And he ends up going out with Kate Upton. So now there's a third woman. Oh God. And so the 3 of them all plan together, and then they end up just beating the heck out of that guy at the end of the film. And it was just bad. It was just bad all around. It was not very funny. Leslie Mann, I did not like her at all. I don't think Kate Upton knows how to act.
Oh, making comments.
Okay.
What else? It was just boring. It wasn't, boring in the sense that I was just I didn't want to watch it at all. I had to watch it with my mom and my sister a couple years ago. And then Julia and I think was it last year's Valentine's Day? We were looking for a film, and I was like, oh, how about The Other Woman? And you're like, what's...
I don't remember.
I know we watched it together, and you seem to enjoy it more than I did.
I like it.
Anyway, bad film, 2 out of 10.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it, so I just won't watch it.
Don't...
I would watch it.
I wouldn't.
I think you would like it.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, we have 2 minutes left.
Go on ahead, Sid. What's
So
your pick?
my film,
Get it out.
my film is When Harry Met Sally.
Oh.
It is one of the epitomes of a rom-com.
Have you seen that, Julia?
I have not.
Neither
It
have
is
I.
the most classic rom-com,
Okay.
basically.
Give us a quick rundown. Quicker than
Harry and Sally are the main characters. Shocker. They meet in the beginning. They hate each other. They grow apart for a little bit. They don't necessarily start off as friends. They go away for a while. Then they run into each other in New York. And then they become friends after hating each other for a couple years. They become best friends. and then they start dating their own people, blah, blah, blah. Then they realize they actually love each other,
Aww.
and then they get together. So but it asks the question, can guys and girls be friends?
The answer is no.
Okay.
False.
I think the answer is yes, but this movie just goes the direction of they are not going to just be friends.
Okay.
It's a very cute movie. Rob Reiner directs it. Classic. In the original script, though, they don't end up together, but then he met his wife in real life when, like, writing and doing the film.
Oh,
So he
That's
changed it
interesting.
once he met his now wife.
that's really interesting.
So, yeah.
Fascinating.
Fun facts all around.
Maybe we'll have to watch it.
So,
Oh boy, great. That's what this podcast is going to the live show. Excuse me.
so that's it for episode 1 of Real Talk with Real Folk.
We did it.
Thank you for
High
hanging
five.
in there and listening. This was our pilot.
It was very fun, yeah.
Catch us next week. We don't know exactly what our theme next week
And we
will
don't
be.
know who's going to be on the podcast, so if you were in...
It's a surprise to everyone.
Well, it'll be a surprise for a while, and then again, if you wanna get updates, you wanna see who's gonna be on the show, why don't you follow at REELTALKANDFOLK on Twitter, and that is the best place to get updates. We're just gonna be chilling. We'll announce the theme coming up probably within the next couple days.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We have
and
some
we'll
ideas.
Let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know if you want to watch along. Should we announce the movies when we announce the theme? We'll think about it. We might announce the movies. We might not. We're gonna
This is
play
a
around
trial
with that
run.
idea.
We'll, we'll see how it goes.
Well, we might do one of them like that. We might not. We'll see how it goes.
Also, James plugged himself already, so I'm gonna plug myself.
Alright.
Follow me on Twitter at Sydney Lauren G. So, there you go. Sydney
Okay.
spelled like Australia, by the way, not some other weird way.
Yeah.
The right way.
You know, to you know who you are on Twitter.
Oh, we
You're,
have our biggest fan already.
We have
We have a number one
we have a
fan.
fan on Twitter already, and
Shout out, I don't know his name.
his name's
Lucas.
Lucas.
Shout out
As
to
far as-
Lucas.
Shout out to
He's-
Lucas. You know,
Seems like a really good guy.
all I'm gonna say is no to your idea. Just no.
Okay, so he threw in a theme. Typically, we won't shut them down because we're nice people and
But-
we're open to suggestions.
Wow.
Typically, themes have more than one film in them, which is Speed Racer.
That's fair. We can make a theme out of Speed Racer. Racing movies.
Oh, good.
Cars.
I can't wait. All
All
right.
the Fast and Furious.
All right.
movies.
Well,
Yeah,
is
we'll
anyone
see.
on after us? Do we know?
I don't know.
All right.
look like-
Doesn't look like anyone's behind us, so we're gonna put some music on and just let this thing ride out. So.
Again, I'm Sydney.
I'm James, and Julia just walked away.
No, there's no.
Bye, Julia.
Julia's gone. She doesn't want to be on this
Julia's
anymore.
already gone. You can leave
I'm
too.
here.
All right. What are we gonna play for him?
All right. What? Oh, gosh. What should we play?
All right. Well, this
Should
is.
we play some Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like
Yeah,
You?
why not?
All right. We're gonna end it on Foreigner. Thank you.
Bye.